Most people look forward to their birthdays. It's a day that comes once a year, a moment to celebrate, to mark the passing of time. But what if your birthday never ended? This happened when I was 16. It was a normal birthday. Cake, presents, a few friends over for a movie night. My parents had gone to bed early, leaving me and my best friend Nate downstairs in the living room. We were watching some old horror film when I started feeling strange. It wasn't sickness, not exactly, more like a sense of déjà vu, the feeling that I had already lived this exact moment before. I shook it off, blaming it on exhaustion. The clock on the wall read 11:57 p.m., almost midnight, almost the end of my birthday. Then the power went out. The TV shut off. The lights flickered and died. The room was swallowed in complete darkness, except for the dim glow of my phone screen. Nate groaned, thinking it was just a blown fuse, but something about the sudden silence unnerved me. I checked my phone. 11:59 p.m. We waited for the power to come back, but it didn't. Instead, something else happened. The grandfather clock in the hallway began to chime. I didn't even know it worked. It had been broken for years, just an old decoration my parents never bothered to fix. But now, it was ringing, each chime echoing through the silent house. I counted. 1, 2, 3. The air felt heavy. My skin prickled with unease. I turned to Nate, but he was just staring at the hallway, frozen in place. 4, 5. Swallowed hard. The darkness outside the window seemed deeper, like the night itself had thickened. 6, 7. A whisper. It was faint, almost like a breath against my ear, but I heard it. Happy birthday, Ethan. 8, 9. The voice wasn't Nate's. It wasn't my parents'. It was something else. 10:11. The final chime rang out, and for a moment, everything was still. I exhaled, forcing out a nervous laugh. Maybe I had imagined it. Maybe it was just some weird trick of the mind. Then my phone vibrated in my hand. Looked down. The screen showed a notification. Happy birthday, Ethan. The date read the same as before. September 14th. The time reset to 12 a.m. I blinked. Refreshed the screen, but it wouldn't change. My heart pounded in my chest. The power came back on. The TV flickered back to life. The room looked exactly as it had a few minutes ago. But something was wrong. Nate grabbed his phone. Dude, what the hell? His screen showed the same thing. The same date, the same time. We sat there in silence, waiting for the minutes to pass. But they didn't. The clock on the wall stayed frozen at 12 hours. My phone wouldn't update. The world outside felt still. And then the whispers started again. Soft, close, everywhere. Happy birthday, Ethan. Nate and I ran upstairs to wake my parents. I banged on their door, shouting for them. But when I pushed it open, the bed was empty. Their clothes were still there. The blankets were still warm. But they were gone. I spun around, panic gripping my chest. Nate backed into the hallway, his face pale. We need to get out of here, he whispered. We ran. We grabbed our shoes and bolted for the front door. I grabbed the handle and yanked. It didn't budge. I twisted the lock, rattled the knob, even tried kicking it open. Nothing worked. It was like the house itself wouldn't let us leave. Nate pulled out his phone to call someone, anyone. But there was no signal, no Wi-Fi, no service. Then we heard it. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming from the stairs behind us. We turned at the same time. At the top of the staircase stood a figure. It was tall, impossibly tall, its limbs too long for a human. Its face was covered in shadow, but its eyes were glowing, and in its hand, a birthday candle, flickering, burning. It smiled. Time to celebrate Ethan. Then the clock chimed again, 12 times. The power cut out. The darkness swallowed everything, and when I woke up, it was my birthday. Again.